Now there are two other panelists. Hrithika Khera, you are an expert on food security. You are hearing these politicians. How do you see at election time politicians competing at the moment to promise free ration to people? BJP is giving 5 kilos already under the Pradhan Mantri Gareeb Kalyan Yojana. Congress now says we'll up it to 10. Is this a good sign? Is it a sign that people realize that at the bottom of the pyramid people are hurting, therefore they need food? Or is it a sign of how to lure voters by saying free ration de do?
So to be honest, I'm very surprised to hear about this additional promise of 5 kilos from Mr. Kharge. I'm foxed, especially because the Congress manifesto is in any case much stronger than BJP's on issues of social policy, including the issue of food security. There are many noteworthy promises. So I can give you just two very quick examples. We were not very happy with the Food Security Act that the UPA government brought in 2013 because they did not provide for dal and oil in the Food Security Act, whereas now in their manifesto they've promised dal and oil. And another big gap in that Food Security Act was the lack of community kitchens like Amma's canteens in Tamil Nadu and Indira canteens in Karnataka now. And that has been included in the 2024 manifesto. So just those two things alone, I think, are very noteworthy manifesto promises. And in fact, I'm not a big fan of putting more resources into providing more food grain alone. It made a lot of sense during the COVID lockdown when there was very widespread distress. But right now, I feel the push should be towards more nutritious foods. And therefore, I think the promise of dal and oil is quite important.
Sanjay Kumar, you know, the fact is all of this comes at election time. Some call it freebies. The Prime Minister says it's welfareist. Now the Congress also says this is for the welfare of people. Do you believe that voters are being swayed by it? Is this from your studies? Have you all found out that are voters swayed more by the party that promises free ration, or are they swayed by Hindu-Muslim politics? Isko reservation milega, usko reservation milega, Hindu khatre mein hai. Is that the politics that works, or does the politics work of providing effective welfare measures?
Rajdeep, the two issues actually is being addressed to two different sections of people. When we talk about the free ration, we do get a sense from the studies which we have done that it has made a huge impact on how the poor and the lower class voters have voted during in the recent past. We see BJP making huge inroads among the poor voters. If we look at the voters in terms of different classes of voters, if we look at how poor sections of voters voted for BJP in 2014 and 2019 and the pre-poll surveys which we did just before the election, it has made a huge impact. It has made BJP has been able to make huge inroads among the poor sections of the society. So that the free ration scheme is appealing to one section of the people. At the same time, what you mentioned, Hindu, Muslim all the time, that is also appealing to a different sections of the people. It has little appeal among the poor sections of the people. But when you talk about the urban middle class, the educated urban middle class, this is a very appealing factor for them. So it's a twin issue which appeals to two different sections of voters.
So you're saying there's a very different voter who finds Hindu-Muslim politics in some form appealing, and there's a very different voter, presumably the poorer voters, who are looking at these welfare schemes. Am I correct?
Absolutely. And two different sections of issues appealing to two different sections of voters.
Salman shows you want to step in because the Congress seems to be caught, between how do you respond to Mr. Modi on Hindu-Muslim politics? How do you respond to Mr. Modi on ration politics?
No, Rajdeep, we're very clear. We're not, the only thing we do is we condemn the Prime Minister for his Hindu-Muslim kind of hate speeches. Other than that, we're totally focused on what matters to the people of the country. And what matters to the people of the country are things like unemployment, things like inflation. Those are the kinds of things. A future, whether you're a Hindu or Muslim, you need a job. You need food at your table. And by the way, it is important for all of us to remember that when we talk about welfare schemes, when we talk about what different governments have done for the people, we should not just forget what has happened in the past. And that is what Sanjeev Verma and people like her would want us to do. I'll just give you one example, if you allow me. She talked about housing construction under PMAY, which is the Awas Yojana, whether it was Indra Awas Yojana earlier. Let me just share with your viewers a very basic factual data from the government. That in NDA-1, Prime Minister Vajpayee's time, every year, 11.6 lakh houses were constructed in his term. Then came UPA-1, it went up to 17.4 lakh houses per year. Then came UPA-2, it went to 24.7 lakh homes per year. Then it was NDA-2, which is Prime Minister Modi's first term, it went to 27.8 lakh homes per year. Now the final tally for the second part of Prime Minister Modi will come, and that is even higher. That means this has gone up. Each government has been increasing the number of homes built. So this narrative that Sanjeev Verma or the Prime Minister or the BJP might want to convey, that they have done things for the people, other Congress, they've not been able to implement anything, it's all bogus. That is why, Rajdeep. That is why. Please don't interrupt me. That is why,
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the anchor.
Just a minute, Sanjuji, put a voice down, yes.
When you talk to the anchor, when I'm speaking, when you talk to the anchor, you're interrupting me. So please learn some manners. Rajdeep, when you have traveled yourself, I know that Sanjay ji is keeping a very keen eye on this election. You know it, everybody knows it, that the BJP has lost ground. The reason they're doing Hindu-Muslim is because they're trying to solidify, they're trying to bring their base. The base Hindutva voter, that is what they're trying to do.
Okay.
But people in the country are fed up. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. They want jobs.